Hello, hello. Okay. Just gotta pull up Stream Manager. Um. Okay. Sweet. So what's up, everybody? I'm playing Modern Storm as usual. Um. Not much has changed with the list. I'm still fairly high on Bergie. I haven't really seen many downfalls of her since I've been testing and playing. So I still just love her. She's just insane. Yes, she's slower than like Brawl in the Electromancer, but having her like this or on a stall board being able to resolve Horn is just insane. Pretty stock decks. I'm still very favorable on 12 cantrips because I'm playing with Bergie. Cantrips are insane with Bergie. Pretty stock. I'm not playing Repeal. I'm playing Empty instead. I think Empty is good, better against some top decks. Plus, if we get an early Empty game one, we can kind of steal the game against like Empty's fairly good against Burn. Because one of the main advantage engines of Burn is being having creature like Goblin Guide, Swift Spear, or Eidolon, getting a couple attacks to chip away like 6 damage, and then they finish you with Burn. If you get an early empty, you can stop them, and also it's a win con to kill them faster. I don't like Repeal main deck. There's not really a bunch of hate you have to worry about main deck from some decks. One thing is Eldrazi I guess, play Chalice of the Void, but if they're playing Chalice, they're going to Chalice for one anyway. But if you X spell, then you can get. If you do repeal for two, you can get it. But I haven't seen Eldrazi Tron. The only other deck is like Death and Taxes. Some people play it. I I don't see the big deal of it. But sideboard, pretty typical. We have the one empty, double Aria, 4 bolts slash. I mean 3 bolts and slash. I like that, and just instead of doing 4 bolts, I like the slash differential because it takes care of the white Eidolon that stops you from playing multiple spells. Um, one Abrade in the shenanigans. I could see shenanigans being the second Abrade. It's just shenanigans is good against like hardened scales affinity. You don't see it that often, but against certain like arha- artifact centric decks, it's very good. And it's a recurring thing if they have multiple like spheres or cages or stack pieces, you can get it back from your graveyard. So I still love shenanigans. One Echoing Truth, pretty standard. We don't have a repeal in the main. Echoing Truth is just a better balance. For a while, I was playing Echoing Truth main instead of repeal, but I just hate repeal. I don't know why. Double Mystical Dispute. Some lists play 3. I was originally playing Spell Pierce, but like the blue eye control decks getting up there and like other blue decks, so I see Mystical Dispute being a little bit better. Um, I'm a big advocate for pieces of the puzzle, but I've seen people playing Behold the Multiverse. I have not tried it. I've played it in Blue Eye Control and Arena. It seems fairly decent, so I wanted to try it. I just picked up a couple just to try and here lands pretty standard vents, canal, 3 reefs, pathway, 3 islands, mountain, and an islet. Um, I'm thinking about just cutting all the reefs and just playing river, like the river glide pathway. I don't know if that's correct, but I can see myself like in fairly like intensive matchups, like race matchups, like getting screwed with Shivan Reefs plus like Islet can be fairly tough. We're gonna keep Islet no matter what because it gets us a card, but Reefs can kind of screw us over. So yeah, pretty standard list. Just gonna play some free cues. Um, Tournament practice, sure. Still testing with Burgie. This hand's horrible because we don't have land. This hand's better. Oh god, these are so dead. Like, Gifts is not dead, but the Past in Flames. What does this hand do? We have Opt. That's it. If we keep this, we're bottoming a Piff. We have Opt, and then Gifts, and then Brawl, and then 2 lands. Playing in the dark, I guess we keep this. I'm not satisfied with it. Sit back, Piff. I don't recognize our opponent. Oh, okay, so they're playing Tron. Okay. Not necessarily a hand I would keep against Tron. I'm not gonna run anything. I wanna. So now that we level Spire Buff, now they can decide a couple decks we could be playing, but oh, so they're just gonna have Tron on turn 3. Yeah, it's not good. So if they have Tron on turn 3, we can beat. Walking Ballista will be bad for us. Oh, I should have opted their end step. That's my B. We could beat Wormcoil Engine. Karn's gonna be difficult. They can't get to Ugin. So we can beat Wormcoil. Realistically, hopefully they don't have a Ballista. So we can only beat Wormcoil. They could have any of the Karns. They have 7 mana Karn. That's really bad. Basically, I'm trying to deduce what they might have because I'm thinking about playing Brawl here because most likely we can kind of go off. If I wait, I'm just not gonna pay. I'm gonna pass so I can opt into their turn, which I should have opted into their turn last turn. Because if they get Karn and kill our Brawl, it's really bad. Okay, 7 mana. Okay, they do have Karn. Okay. We would have lost on the spot because we wouldn't have had Brawl for a Storm turn. Exile target permanent. In response, I'm going to opt. Bottom that. We want to try and hit another ritual. Okay, we did not. Okay, now we're just going to lose the Karn. Thank you, my love. Of course, you picked Tissue Box as your username. Oh, that's funny. Oh God. So we can't win this turn. So they're not gonna minus because their Karn's dead. I'm just trying to think of what they would have as a follow up. They have a land drop. They can have Ugin and everything. So tough. I want to play Brawl, but like they'll have Ballista. They'll have so many outs to it. They'll have Oblivion Stone. I think we have to play the second land. We can't get rid of Metamorphose because if we storm off, we need to go Brawl into Ritual into Metamorphose so we can Gifts. Because our graveyard isn't stacked. So I think I'm going to pass and just hope we hit another land on our draw step. Because that's the only thing that could really get us out of it. If they make us exile something, we'll probably exile the second Gifts. Okay. So they're just sacking the card, and that means they have another one, which sucks. In response, we're just going to sack this for your card. Okay, and we would have hit the land, so if they plussed the Karn, we would have just gotten rid of gifts, and now they're gonna play another card. Okay, the Great Creator. So we're playing the other card, and probably getting liquid metal coating or Tormod's Crypt. Yeah, they're probably getting liquid metal. Trinisphere. Oh no. No. Oh god, that's so bad. This makes everything we play cost minimal 3 mana. Oh god. Yeah. You can't even play Brawl here because he costs 3. Yeah, we're just getting screwed. I mean, if Tron, like, we have a decent matchup against Tron, but if they just go crazy and if they're on the play and they get Tron before we're able to build a decent hand, yeah, and now we're just gonna get hated out of the game. This card's gonna exile all of our stuff, and then we're just not gonna be able to play Magic. They're attacking me with a Trinisphere. I could just concede now, but I'm gonna concede now. I just really hate conceding, but we're locked out. Oh god. God. So they just didn't want to play this matchup, I guess. Okay. So they didn't want to play anymore. So we'll just look for another one. But anyway, we're gonna go to the sideboard, but they're just like, hey, I don't want to play against Storm, even though they have a decent matchup against us. Scuba Diver. Ugh. I mean, Grapeshot's a dead card. The second Gifts is pretty much dead. I don't like this. This hand's meh. This hand's way better. Keep. Get rid of Piff, because we don't really need it. We don't really just get it off of the Gifts package. Oh god. They gotta be playing. So Hallowed Fountain is one. It signals to us that they're playing Blue-White Control, possibly Banned Spirits, but that's not really a popular deck anymore. I think if I lead Island Serum Visions, it conceals the most information. Because I could be playing like Blue-White Control, I could be playing a bunch of different decks. Huh. Do we want this Piff? No, not really. We're going to bottom the Piff. We do want Manamorphose, so we're going to keep the Manamorphose. So ideally, we just want to conceal as much information. We don't want to get too hasty, because sometimes I'm assuming this is Blue-White. They are playing something. Oh, Thopter Foundry combo. Gotcha. So it's going to be Thopter Foundry, sort of the meek shenanigans. So I like just casting Sleight of Hand. Sleight of Hand probably gives away our deck more, but it's whatever. I'm going to play Spire Bluff and hit the Serum Visions. We're just basically wanting to build our hand. Wow, second Brawl is kind of dead. Don't want that land. Do we want Sleight? I think so. I think it's better than any random card. So next time I can see just throwing a Brawl out there. If they kill it, I assume they'll only have like Path to Exile. Well, we're gonna leave with Sleight. See what we get. Pretty easy choice. Thanks for the follow, My beautiful wife. I still can't get over your name. I love it. Key. They're opting. So, to explain this to anybody who doesn't know, Thopter Foundry, you tap one to sacrifice a non token artifact to create a 1/1 blue Thopter. With flying, you gain 1 life. It doesn't go infinite, but it's a very good engine with a card called Sword of the Meek. On Thin Ice? Okay. But it combos with an artifact called Sword of the Meek, which is equipment. So you sack it to the Thopter Foundry. Sword of the Meek goes to the graveyard. When I think it was when an artifact creature enters the battlefield, you can bring back Sword of the Meek from your graveyard and attach it to it. So then you infinitely get it back and you just keep sacking it over and over again. So blue white, I assume they might play Stoneforge Mystic. Oh, here's Sword of the Meek. Okay. Whenever a 1/1 creature enters the battlefield, you return Sword of the Meek from the graveyard to the battlefield and attach it to the creature. It gains +1/+2. So what they do is they just spend all their mana and keep sacking it and just make a ton of flying Thopters and out advantage you that way. Our hands. I still don't think we need to. I mean, we can opt and then we can go for it if we find like gifts. Oh, we don't need that. We have land in our hand. Oh, we hit Spire Bluff. We're gonna play this because it's gonna enter tapped, and then we're gonna pass. And then next turn we're probably just gonna try and like cycle these Manamorphos and try to find something. We also get a free draw. Oh, and you gain a life off of Thopter Foundry when you sack it. Oh yes. So Thopter Foundry, you pay 1 and you sacrifice a non-token artifact, aka the sword. It makes a 1/1 artifact Thopter creature token with flying, and then you gain a life. So when you sack the sword to this, you will gain a life and make a 1/1 creature. The Sword of the Meek will go to the graveyard, and then when a 1/1 creature enters the battlefield under your control, which will be the Thopter you make off of the Thopter Foundry, you return Sword of the Meek from your graveyard to the battlefield, and then it automatically attaches to the creature. So you'll automatically get it back, and then you can sack it again to Thopter Foundry, making a 1/1, which will get the sword back from the graveyard. You'll gain a life in the process and make a 1/1 creature, and you can keep doing that for as long as you control both of these. Burgie, eh? They have 2 cards in hands. Hmm. 2 cards in hand. We haven't really seen anything. They have On Thin Ice. They have Opt. They might have Mana Leak. Probably have Path. We can leave with Baral here. And if I like lead on Manamorphose probably first. Because if they path it, we can like Ritual and Response, and we can end up playing the Horn. Okay, so they are gonna path it. I think we're gonna Ritual and Response. Yeah. We're gonna Manamorphose as well. Okay. Yes, I would like to use this ability. Go get a mountain. This will resolve. We'll get red, blue. So we have two choices. We can play. They have one card in hand. They could have another path, but we could play Burgy for 3 mana. Play Slight. Slight will make a red, so it's essentially free. We can see the top two cards of our deck. Or we can play Horn, have a red mana left, but that won't get us anywhere. We'll just have to pass. Bad thing I have against that, they have one, they could have a counter spell. We've used a lot of our resources. I think I'm just going to cast Burgy and see where we go from here. Okay, we're going to play Slight. Yep. Decent chance. Okay, so, interesting. Yeah, I like just playing empty. You have a land drop for turn. We'll just empty. Empty for 16 goblins. We're gonna. Okay. Doesn't matter which way we resolve these triggers. Now they're dead next turn because we can attack with Virgie too. So we have 21 power on the board. Oh, sorry, we only have 16 goblins. Sorry, I lied. We have 19 power. So they're not quite dead. I mean, yeah, that was just a better decision. Because we weren't being. If we played Horn there, we wouldn't be able to generate mana. We would just have to pass, and I don't really like that. It's harder for them to deal with all the tokens plus Burgie. Probably gonna on thin ice Burgie. Okay, they're just doing the Thopter Foundry thing. They're probably gonna make a couple Thopters so they can block our tokens. We have one token that's one Thopter that's gonna be a 2/3 by the end of this. Plus they're gonna gain some life, but yeah, they're not attack. Well, they have flying. So okay, well, no. I'm not gonna play Electromancer here because they could have oh, what's that card? Engineered explosives. I could see them having that in this deck. So we're just gonna attack with our Gabos. I don't think we'll attack with Virgie because they can essentially double block it for free. So we're just gonna attack with all the Gabos. Oh, I forgot to click this one. That's why I don't like this. I thought I clicked that one. Anyway, we're only attacking with 15. Just make more. Just gonna make more thoughts. Yeah, empty's not very good against this deck because they just keep making tokens and they can block. But I mean, we drew into the empty. We had a decent amount of storm. We used a lot of resources. It was very worth it to just cast empty, but it's not that good. Yeah. So we get in one less damage because I didn't click that. So they'll be taking like 10. Lose all their Thopters except one. Yeah, they got a 14. What gets us there? We draw Piff, we draw Gifts. that's really it. Cantrips will help too. We need to draw like cantrip into Gifts Ungiven or Past in Flames, and then we win. Pretty much. We don't have a lot of rituals, but we have so much mana, especially from Burju, that we can do pretty well. Desperate Ritual gets us nowhere. We're just gonna swing out with our gobos again. Attack. Attack for 11. They're gonna make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. They're gonna take 4, go to. Well, no. They're essentially just gonna kill the rest of our goblins. We probably shouldn't have attacked. This does stall us time to draw us into something that can pretty much win us the game. The Foundry will just continuously be able to gain them life, which is pretty annoying, but what can you do? I actually really like this deck. I think it's kind of dope. I don't know if it's very good in the meta right now because you kind of get screwed by some hate cards. So now we're gonna be thinking about sideboarding because if we don't draw something spicy, we're probably not winning this game. We have a couple more draw steps, but you know. So thinking about sideboarding, we're probably gonna bring in the Arya, Behold the Multiverse plan, because since they're on white, we have to assume they have Rest in Peace or Leyline of Sanctity. They probably don't have Rest in Peace because of Sword of the Meek, but we have to assume they have like Leyline of Sanctity or like Dampening Sphere, Trinisphere because they're artifact deck. We'll also be bringing in a Braid and Shenanigans to blow up their stuff. We will also bring in our counter spells because Thopter Foundry is blue. They're probably going to have other counters, other blue cards that we will want to counter through Mystical Dispute. I haven't seen too much. I know what this deck's engine is. I don't know all the cards in it, so it's kind of hard to sideboard against something you don't really know. But we'll take our best shot. Now we're probably gonna stop attacking, even though we can't block the flyers. They're just gaining so much incremental advantage. They might play Urza in here. Oh, did I just skip through my turn? I totally just skipped through my turn. It was not paying attention. Okay, well. I mean, we would have cast opt and see what we got, but it's fine. We can just skip through and stall. I was totally just oblivious to what was happening. I was just clicking through. It could be bad. So now they're probably going to get aggro, at least with the first one. I don't know if they'll attack with any additional Thopters. Oh, they will. Sure. I can't block. They all have flying. I'm going to cast Opt on their end step. Could have saved it for a draw step, but you want to manipulate our deck more. No, that's not good enough. I could have kept that. Serum Visions was pretty good. Okay. Now we're just going to try and find something. We need to draw something good off of Serum Visions. Come on. Come on. Yep, that was really good. These both could go bottom. I don't really care. I mean, we'll see if they have it. Kind of have to go for it. Oh, yeah. Virgie makes a red off this. So, casting this, we're going to splice this. Use this mana. Plus for colorless. I like doing this because if they counter the ritual, it's okay. We have another. Cross the fingers. Please. Please don't have anything. They probably do. They have 3 cards. Please. No. No! They had the veto. Okay. We're not dead, but I am glad we bought him both of those cards on top, just in case this did get countered, because those cards were essentially dead as well. So we've seen a decent amount. This is the first gifts we've seen. We haven't seen any of the Past in Flames either. So going for that splice plan is really good because we didn't waste all of our resources. So okay, so we're not dead to the Thopters yet, but we have one more turn. This is 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll take 10 and go to 5. Okay, we do need a big draw step. And hopefully they don't have another counter. So they have Dovin's Veto. Our Mystical Disputes are not going to be the best in this matchup. Because we can't counter Veto. So by this, it's just a typical blue-white Thopter deck. We don't have a lot of information about other stuff they could have. I could see them maybe having Jace the Mind Sculptor. Plus, like, Cryptic Command, maybe. I don't think they'll have Supreme Verdict. They could. Okay, so they're gonna Thin Ice. Probably Virgie. Yep. That's fine. So you have this as you have on Thin Ice. Path is removal, so I think they're just straight blue white and not Esper. Okay. Okay. So they're leaving a Thopter back so they won't just. Come on, baby. That was a dead draw. We are dead. Okay. Sideboarding. So we 100% want probably all these blue cards. I hate that it does that. Move this to the side. Come on. Just throws all these in here, and I don't like that. Okay. So Echoing Truth is just a bounce spell against any hate that they'll play, like Leyline. Very good against a Leyline because if they have multiple, bounce all of them. Behold the Multiverse because we're going to cut those for gifts. We also want Aria Flame. This is our backup plan to any deck that we think our graveyard is going to be irrelevant. So, like, if they have, for instance, they won't have Rest in Peace because their combo air quotes slash their advantage engine runs off of the graveyard. But I do think they could have like Grafdigger's Cage, which makes this obsolete. We're bringing in these for the artifact hate that I assume they'll have. They're mainly an artifact deck. We like the disputes because we can counter Foundry for 1 mana. We can counter other blue stuff. We can counter other counter spells. So I feel like that's fairly good. What I don't like, so if we're bringing in the Aria plan, we cut 3 Gifts Ungiven to make place for the Behold the Beyonds. Normally I don't cut Empty, but Empty's really bad in this matchup. So I can see cutting this. You gotta think. Normally I cut 4 cantrips. I've been cutting Slights, but sometimes I like just cutting off because Slights are the more raw, powerful card. We have 2 more. I can either cut Burgi or Electromancer. I think we want to try and go underneath them. So I like cutting Burgi more. Yeah, this seems fine to me. We'll try it. We'll see how good Behold the Multiverse is. So this hand doesn't really do anything. This hand does nothing because we have no mana. We'll keep this. Bottom that one. I can see bottoming Ritual because we want to try and find lands. So we'll keep the draw spells. We're going to leave with Serum Visions because it looks as the most cards. Hit the Aria. Sadly, we have to bottom both of these. We need to hit lands. Hitting Aria here is really good. Sadly, I don't think we can afford to foretell Behold the Multiverse. Next turn, we need to just hit land. So even if we don't draw land, we need to hit play Slight. We still need to play Slight. Take the other Slight, play Mountain. We're essentially just trying to hit another land so we can play Aria. And then work our Aria engine. Damn it. That's bad. So from here, we're not going to play Aria because they showed us Dovin's Veto last game. So I don't want to walk into that. So we're going to play Slight. We actually want both of these, but we can't take both. I think I'm going to take Mist. Nah. Do I take the land or Mystical Dispute? I think I take the land. That's a tough call. We're gonna foretell Behold the Multiverse. Okay. Behold the Multiverse is exiled face down. And then we can cast it for its foretell cost, which is 2. Okay. We're hoping that they drew Thopter Foundry or Sword or something, and they just tap out and play it. Okay. So they're opting our end of turn. They're looking for something, or they're just playing opt correctly. I like them tapping all their blue. Mm-hmm. Huh. I like them tapping like that. So I'm gonna assume they don't have force negation. And I'm just gonna run out the Aria. I think it's the best plan. I think we have to with this opening. And white is concerning, but I don't know if they know this matchup very well, so I don't know if they'll bring in enchantment hate. I assume this is gonna resolve unless they have force negation. Because if they do, then this game is just chalked. Yes. Okay, sweet. Now we're just gonna gain advantage with playing draw spells and cantrips and just keep taking up Aria Flame. Shocked. Okay, so they have the Thopter. They have the combo now. Okay, sweet. No, I would not like to pay 2 life. We're just gonna pass. We can cast Behold the Multiverse. What? I always want to say Behold the Beyond because that's the only magic card I knew before this one that is called Behold the blah blah blah. So we're just gonna wait. We're not in a hurry. If they play something we really don't like, we can foretell this in response. But other than that, we're just gonna cast it on their end step. We don't want to use the Manamorphose yet. We want to save it if we go off in a storm turn. If we draw another land and we don't draw anything really good off of the Behold the Multiverse, then we'll cycle away our Manamorphose. Gotta go kind of quick because of our clock. In turn, we're gonna cast this. Boop. Target them. We're not gonna. We can lock this on them, but I don't know if they have planeswalkers. So I'm not going to unless we have a big going off turn. We do not want that. We love this. Top. So we scry 2 and then we draw 2. We get a gifts. Okay. Yeah, ritual too. Can we go off? We ritual. Play gifts. I mean, it doesn't hurt. Okay. Target you. We're essentially baiting this from them. gonna save targets. So we're gonna be locked onto our opponent. Okay. Cool. I assume we just get regular pile, which is gonna be our 3 rituals: Desperate Ritual, Pyriac Ritual, Manamorphose. Come on. And then we're also getting Passive Flames. That's our standard gifts pile. Gives us a bunch of advantage. Done. And we'll be able to get a ton of verse counters. I really hope they don't have a Mindbreak Trap or Ravenous Trap, because that would really suck. I mean, I don't think we could really afford playing around it. Plus, I don't know they have that for sure. Okay. So, boop. Boop. Yep. Should have gave us the rituals. Assume they don't care. Boop. We don't even need to Passive Flames. We're just still going to win. Because Manamorphose hits them for 6, and then we can just hardcast Behold, and then it'll trigger. So we got there. Cast. And now they're dead to the Aria. They could just... I still think we have a land drop this turn. Pretty sure we do. So they can gain some life in response. We didn't have enough to Passive Flames anyway. We would have to pay 5, and we don't have a mana reducer. So we would have had 1 mana left. I win! Sideboard. We don't change anything. Build Multiverse is pretty cool. Still haven't played with it enough to feel like it is better than Pieces. It is better in the fact that it kind of sucks because Storm is very synergistic and like spell heavy decks. You constantly want to be playing stuff. So foretelling it on 2, it's good if you don't have any other cantrips, but for the most part, you're gonna want to just keep playing your cantrips. Even on 2, like you play a cantrip on 1, and then if you have 2 other cantrips, you play them, or if you play a cantrip and draw into another one, it's just better. The thing about Behold the Multiverse is theoretically you get to see 4 cards. Pieces is 1 mana less, and you get, unless you foretell Behold the Multiverse. So it's kind of, Behold is kind of 3.5 ish. On the draw, I can see keeping this because we have Shenanigans. So we're gonna, doesn't do a whole lot, but we're gonna try it. But yeah, as I was saying, Behold can find Aria on like pieces. If you top 5, you just get rid of the Aria, which kind of sucks. So people used to play Fact or Fiction, which was good, but like your opponent got to choose what you got essentially. Well, you choose what pile you take, but they can screw you up on your pile. So I like Behold. I think it's okay. We'll try it. I'll definitely get some paper versions and foil, of course. They're only a common, so they're not going to be too much, but I really hope they go for a Thopter Foundry turn 2 like this. Yeah, they're shocking, so okay, they're not going for it. Ooh. Okay. The Brawl just blew this hand wide open. We can actually go off next turn and kill them. I'm not going to play Brawl here because I know they have removal. Like, they probably boarded out Pats and, like, they're on thin ice. Play that tab. We don't have to go for anything. We're not going to. That's very scary because if we start going off and they counter the gifts, we just used all of our resources and got nowhere. So we're just going to wait. We're going to make them want to fight over our shenanigans. Because Stoneforge, okay. So they're going to Stoneforge for Thopter Foundry. And if they play Thopter Foundry, we just go off and kill them. Also, through our chain of going off, we can play shenanigans. Sword of Fire and Ice. Okay, so they're going for a different plan. So them oh, okay. Wait, this actually changes a lot. Because we got the Piff. Well, we're playing Islet for turn. Because we got the Piff, we can Brawl. They could path it in response to something, which would suck. But, so, there'll be 3, 4, 5. We can't play both. Let's wait. 6. We can play both. We can bait them into that. But if we play both, we won't have any leftover mana and we'll just get screwed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass. And then on their end step, I can play gifts. And if it doesn't resolve, then we can go for these plus like Past in Flames to rebuy these spells, including gifts. Unless it gets exiled through. Force Negation is the only card. Huh. They just pass straight through. Oh, cancel. We don't want to cast that. We want to cast gifts. Target you. See if this works. Okay. Okay, I was right for them having the Dova Veto. That was the setup. Let's see if they do anything. Okay, now we're going to try and go off. I'll play Brawl. Okay. We're actually going to lead on Manamorphose just in case they want a Path 8 response, so then we can play all of our rituals and go off. Path. Read him like a book. Read him like a book. Make bluish? Sure. Cast another one. Make red. And we get another goblin. Okay, so we're gonna let this happen. Yes, we'll get a land. Just to thin our deck. Okay, this resolves. So we get red, blue. Do not click on the red. Now we're gonna play Electromancer. So that's how we got through that whole thing. Wow. Oh, this is great. Okay, they're opting response. The only thing they can have here is Force Negation. If they force the ritual, that's fine because we pass in Flames and still win. Yeah. Oh, we're in business. Wow. Now they're dead. There's no way they can win here. They're tapped out. I believe they don't have Force Negation. We have so much mana. Blue. Drew the Gape Shot naturally. Red. Make red, blue, sure. I mean, we're essentially just screwing with our opponent here. We'll cast Beholden Multiverse. 2, 3. We don't want Arya. Bottom. I don't think we want the second one. Doesn't matter. We're just essentially just screwing with them. And we can grape shot them. I probably shouldn't have, because if they have surgical extraction, this could be really bad. Yay, we won. You can see there that it's really important knowing about other cards in this format because it's like standard for the realistically you can know what cards they have. But for the more eternal formats like Modern, especially Legacy, knowing about cards, certain hate cards, seeing the way our opponent plays and how they tap mana, how they keep up mana, we knew that they had the veto the whole time, so we could bait the veto, and then we figured they would have Path in their deck because they already showed it to us. So by that, we could bait Path through Manamorphose, because if I played the Desperate Ritual first that other game, well, we're just getting screwed on mulligans. We gotta keep this. That. Probably need a bottom gifts. Cancel, actually. That. Baby Burrow. No gifts. So yeah, as I was saying, if we would have led with Desperate Ritual, it could be way harder for us to try and get other stuff. But by lead on Manamorphose, we got a significant advantage if they pathed it, because we could just draw through it. And we ended up drawing Electromancer, which was really good. Okay, so there's Citadel into Springleaf Drum, so I assume they're playing Hardened Scales Affinity. So regular Affinity doesn't get the quite enough pop. So we're just going to lead Island Serum Visions, Conceal Information. It's very important because certain things they do, certain things we do can give them information about, like, they won't have much manipulation, but about sequencing their plays, and we don't want them to sequence correctly and then it end up screwing us. So we ended up bottoming the third lane because we drew another one, and then we topped the. Okay, they could be playing. I think they're playing Urza because they play Emery, and they're playing blue. The affinity decks used to play either like blue affinity, red affinity, blue red affinity, but now they only play green because of Hardened Scales. Yeah, so I assume because we see Ethereum Sculptor, they're playing Urza, which means we have to play around Force of Negation, which is a pain. God. I probably should have played the Pathway on red. But now I think we just. Yeah, we gotta pay the 2 life. So now if they play Urza, this is bad. I think we have to leave up Hands. I would like to cast the Serum Visions. I think we gotta leave up Hands. I think that's what we're gonna do. Because they're gonna have 3 mana next turn, maybe 4. So that's enough mana for Urza. They got rid of a Memnite. Okay, Sphere's fine. So Memnite, Emery, Islands, Cranial Plating. So they're playing like a mono. Oh, they're just playing mono blue affinity. Because I don't know if the Urza deck plays Cranial Plating. So I think they're just playing like. Yeah, Master of Ethereum is counterable. That's a good creature. So they are just playing like a mono blue affinity deck because Mox Opal was the big card in this deck, and now since it got banned a little while ago, like over a year I think ago, so they're just gonna replay Master of Theorem. That's fine. Okay, so now we're kind of hard pressed to sculpt our hand and try and win in the next couple turns. Okay. Okay, Steam events. We want to draw something good off this Serum Visions. Drew Slight. The Gifts is really good. So we're gonna. We're bottom of the Electromancer. We want the Gifts. We're gonna play this tapped. Let's see, if we play Brawl next turn, we Brawl Ritual Gifts. We'll have enough mana to do that. I think I want to Slight, even though I know the top card, because I want to get the Gifts. And then get rid of... Like, doing that and getting rid of the other Brawl is good, because Brawl... The second Brawl would be a dead draw. So we want to try and draw into another Ritual, or like Manamorphose or something. Hopefully. So, since they're more artifact-centric affinity type strategy, they're not going to have Force of Negation. What are they playing now? So that's 4. They do have Urza. Okay. They do have Urza. So this is just mono blue Urza. It's not mono blue affinity. It's mono blue Urza. I thought they were playing Emeries for like a card draw engine, just a mono blue affinity, but they're just playing Urza. Okay. That's fine. They have... This is tap and untapped. Yep. Okay, so they played Ethereum Sculptor. Yeah, we have to go off next turn. We're dead if we don't. So they can... So they have no cards in hand. Can they draw off of this? They have 1 draw. Okay, so we're looking pretty decent to kill them. See if we do that. Grapeshot's kind of dead, but okay. So we're gonna lead on Lava. Casperol. I mean, we have to go for it. We're gonna Ritual. We're gonna Gifts. Target them. Okay, Gifts resolves. We're gonna go standard pile here. I don't think we can afford to go anything else. We're gonna go standard pile. Hopefully we're able to go off through this. So again, standard pile is just Desperate Ritual, Pyretic Ritual, Manamorphose, and Passive Flames. So we'll see if they know what to give us. Because in this situation, they're supposed to give us probably Manamorphose, Passive Flames. Because we're low on mana, and we have 1 card in hand, but they might not know how to play this matchup. They might not know they might have never played Storm or very rarely played against it, so we'll see. Okay, so they did screw up. They weren't supposed to give us the 3 mana rituals, and now they're pretty much dead. Because we have enough mana to flashback Passive Flames because it gets reduced. We can go Pyretic Ritual, Desperate Ritual, Manamorphose, double blue. Yeah, they're essentially dead here. We'll go red, blue. Okay, and we'll play like Serum Visions, sure. Oh, we can just do the little cool trick. I'll cast Grape Shots, target you. Whole priority, I'm going to remand the original Grape Shot to my hands. Brawl trigger, yes. Discard that. Okay. by doing that, so Storm, the mechanic, makes copies of the spell equal to the number of spells we cast this turn, or number of spells before. So we'll get, so since Grapeshot was our 12th spell, we'll get 12 copies total. So all the copies on the stack are above our original, the card version of Grapeshot. So in response, we can remand our original Grapeshot, which is our original card Grapeshot, to our hands before all the copies resolve. Therefore, the copies will still resolve because it's copying this, because they just automatically happen off a cast trigger. We get the original Grapeshot to our hand because remand, if it counter something, it returns it to our hand. So therefore, if we run out of an engine and we can't fully kill them, we can, in response, remand it and kill them like this, because we can just play it again and kill them. Notable, if we are flashing back Grapeshot, there we go, sideboarding. If we're flashing back Grapeshot off of Passing Flames, we cannot do that line, because once a spell is flashbacked, no matter if it resolves or not, it will immediately go to exile. It does not go to graveyard at any point in time. So if we counter this, it will not go to our hand. It just goes to exile. No matter whatever zone it moves to, it goes back to exile. So definitely want a Braid. We want Shenanigans. We want the Artifact removal. We want Echoing Truth. Probably want the Disputes, Beholds, Arias, Bolts and Slash. We can kill Urza and let's see. I think we want the Aria play in here, because I think Empty the Warrens is iffy. We can think about that. I do think we want the Aria playing against Urza, because they could have Dampening Sphere, they could have Dampening Sphere doesn't deal with the graveyard, but they have Grafdigger's Cage, a decent amount of them splash white. This could just stay mono blue. So yeah. So I think we want those. Probably cut Burgi. Deck's fairly fast. I can see casting a pit, cutting a Piff, but I don't know how I feel about that. We could cut another Guess. Cut the 4th Gifts and cut a couple Ops. I'd rather just cut all Ops, actually. Leave a Gifts in. Yeah, that's typical sideboarding. We'll see. So, having Shenanigans open hands, great. Remains Predes, Passing Flames is meh. Still think we keep this. We're not for a quick combo, but we'll see. Plus, we have the advantage of winning game 1, so we can also see where we bring in. So just in case it's not good if we lose game 2, we'd rather just get it over with. But in case we do, we can just reevaluate our sideboard plans and stuff. I want to bottom both of these. I don't think we really need the second remand. We basically just want to draw rituals. We want to probably get to Aria. That would have been good to have Mythical Dispute. So hard to play against Emery. So what they get? Ethereum Sculptor. They do have Nile Spellbomb. Okay. That's a card in the back of my head. So they do have Spellbomb to exile our graveyard. They could get black from something, I think. Okay, so So this really sucks that I boarded out ops because cool thing we could do with the shenanigans is in response if they crack Nile Spellbomb to exile our graveyard while shenanigans is in it, we can cast ops scry, make sure the top card's is like a shitty card we don't want, and then we can dredge back shenanigans off of the draw. So that's why I normally board out sleight of hands. Really sucks shenanigans and sorcery. I'm gonna play mountain and paths. We want to keep up this remand for like Urza or something. We drew the ritual, which was a good draw. So we want to gradually just start building our hands. Yeah, Academy Ruins is not good for us. Ethereum Sculptor. I think we just remand this. We might not get a second chance to. Plus, this kid just locked them in for trying to. Okay, they're gonna get the spell bomb. Sure. Oh, we drew the Mystical Dispute. So on our next turn, it will depend on what we draw. We could draw Arya. In that case, if we do draw Arya, I think. So they're casting the spell bomb, sure. Because next turn we could shenanigans, and in response, if they sack it, because we cast shenanigans on it, that will go to the graveyard first. But then they could just cast off Emery, so that's really bad. So we're gonna have to try and look for. Can I get Electromancer in for free here? I think I can. I think they play Dismember. I think I can. So I'm gonna lead on playing the land first, just in case of their shenanigans. So I forgot about this interaction with Emery. Emery can just keep bringing back Nile Spellbomb, so shenanigans is pretty irrelevant right now. So basically, what we're gonna do is try and work towards finding an Aria, and then just trying to go off through the Aria plan. Ethereum Sculptor's fine. Sure. You just let them have all these like little trinkety artifacts. Playing another Emery? Sure. Let's see what they milled. Mystic Forge? Ooh, that's a spicy card. More Nile Spellbombs. Okay. Well. I mean, we don't have a big graveyard, so they're probably not going to prioritize Spellbombs. They just have a bunch of dinky artifacts like. Other Mystical Dispute. Just gonna play this. Pass. We're not in a hurry. We don't need to attack. There's nothing for us that we need to do. We're basically just chilling. And we're not being pressured, so. Well, the biggest things of people starting to pick up this deck is they feel like once they have a decent amount of cards, and spells that they need, they feel essentially obligated to go off, which they don't need to. Mystic Forge is really bad. But if I counter... Can I counter this? They can cast artifact spells from the top of their library. Ballista's really bad. So, I really want to behold the multiverse, but I don't think I can. Well, I can if I can ritual into it if I wanted to. So I have one. These don't make mana unless putting mana into them. Those don't make mana. I like trying to counter this here, and they will. Yeah, I like doing that. I like countering here, at least trying to. Mystic Forge is just big card advantage for them, and yeah, that's just buy in. Waiting for Kyle. Whenever I think of Kyle, I just think about how Cartman says Kyle's name in South Park. Hello, Kyle. Attack me, old block. I'm not going to block. They have 0 cards in hand. Also, that's another factor why they countered the Mystic Forge. They're out of cards, so they need card advantage. I don't know if I'm tempted to ritual. Okay, they're just going to get a spell bomb back. That's fine. See, what I'm scared about if I ritual, they have Polluted Delta. They could have Surgical Extraction, so that could be bad. I think I might like cycling the Islet here. Drew another lands. Okay. Drew a Metamorphose. Put that tapped. Again, we don't need to do anything. It's not even necessary for us to shenanigans anything at this point. Okay, they're going to try and play Mystic Forge again, so we're going to Mystical Dispute it again. Then we can cycle... Can I see a world if we cycle Metamorphose? So, 2 mana. We still got to dispute this. Just use up our dispute. We just got to keep them off of cards. As long as we keep them off of cards, they can't combo or do anything. And we're still just chilling. Okay. Polluted Delta for islands. Okay. Pay a mana. Sack that for a blue. Play a cat. They can sack through Star to draw. They can sack. They can just keep sacking through the cards to try and draw something. Okay. Thing is, we taxed their mana too, because they tried to play Mystic Forge and then we countered. So if they draw like Urza or anything, they can't play it this turn. Okay. So they sack through. I'm surprised they didn't sack for black because they could pop a spell bomb. For for black and draw a card. And we hit Aria. So that is fairly good. They have no blue mana. Could play Force Negation, but we gotta try and go for the Aria. I feel like it's fairly clear. Sweet. Now, I can see using resources, because even if they spellbomb us, can we force them? I don't know. We're gonna just try and... We're gonna... Can we lock? Oh, save targets, yep. We're gonna save targets. It's gonna make it easier for us. I believe they don't play any planeswalkers. Okay. Okay. Blue. Blue. We drew another Metamorphose. We're gonna cast this. Red. Blue. Okay. Can we kill them? So that's 4 down to 19, 5 down to 14, 6 down to 8. So, yeah, we can kill them off of these. Just these rituals. Because we can cast these as well. Plus we have a draw off of the Metamorphose. Wow, that's awesome. And we drew the Grave Shot. I love Storm. The Grave Shot's lethal too, without the trigger. Sure. Do the Grave Shot trigger first. Oh, I love this. I love this deck. I love this game. Storm is such a broken mechanic. Oh, this is beautiful. We win the match. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'll play another match. I'll probably end stream for today. That's great. Just knowing how to play around stuff is what. Like, Storm's just a big puzzle. It's like a Rubik's Cube and a puzzle combined. Like, you just gotta manage so many different things, and then when you get there, it's perfect. Oh, God, if one of these were a red, we had turn 3 kill, guaranteed. I think I need a... Oh, God, this is so close. I think if we had a 1-mana blue cantrip instead of this Gifts, I would keep this hand with double islands, but we need to mulligan that. This is a better hand. We can bottom. Not knowing what we play against. I don't know if we bottom the land or the Electromancer. It's between land or Electromancer. I think it's between Island or Electromancer. I think we want the land. But we can all... I'll bottom the island. Because we might want a backup. Because we don't know what we're playing against. In the dark, I think I would rule this way. We're probably going to lead on River Glade. Because turn 2, we can just play Mana Reducer. Like, if they kill it, sure, we have a backup. I do think we bottom the Brawl. I do think we top this. So we're probably not going to go with that plan of playing another Mana Reducer. We got to find the third lands. See what they're playing. Blue Delta, okay. So that land resembles, they could be playing Blue-White Control. They could be playing essentially any blue deck. They could be playing Storm also, but with fetches. So we're just going to lead on the Serum Visions. They're not going to counter it. It's not worth it. Drawing the second Grape Shot is very bad. We want a bottom. We're going to top the Islet. We do not want passive flames in this situation. We're going to play this tapped and pass. I like more information. If I could go for something riskier. Because depending on the deck. So this could be Crabvine, which is the Hermit, which is the not Hermit Crab. It's Hedron Crab Vengevine Dredge deck, which the Polluted Delta gives information on. It being because it's blue, black, green. This could just be. This could be mono black. This could be Pox. This could be a lot of things. But seeing what they fetch could give it away. Okay. So 1, this could be Storm. 2, this could be Grixis Death Shadow. Or this could be Grixis Control. Depending on Dragon Skull Summit, I'm assuming it's going to be Grixis Control. Ooh, no. Since they're playing Jace, they're playing the Goryo's Vengeance Grizzlebrand deck. So they're going to turbo out Grizzlebrand, and we're not going to have fun. This might be risky. I'm going to lead on Electromancer, and I'm going to Grape Shot away this Jace. Because I don't want them to have a discard outlet. And now we have a mana reducer out. So hopefully we can draw into some good stuff. I haven't played against this deck. Maybe once in paper at a local tournament in the US, but man, you never see this deck. I assume this is what it is. It could be Grixis Control with Jace, but killing Jace no matter what, I think, is a good idea. I hope they don't play main deck Surgicals. They probably don't. Not many decks do. Because if they Surgical or Grape Shot, we only have one Wing Con, which is empty, and that could be fairly bad against this. Haggle. Yes, they are playing the deck. Honey, I think this... So, this is basically like a Reanimator deck, so they try to put a big, dumb creature into the graveyard by discarding it. And then they play this card that brings it back from the graveyard to play, and it gains haste until end of turn. So Grizzlebrand is a 7/7 flying demon that you can pay 7 life and draw 7 cards. And it has lifelink, so they can hit me, gain 7, pay 7, draw 7 cards. So I assume that's what this is, just because not many decks play Jace. It could be a control deck, but seeing Merchant of the Veil, it's a really big discard card. So I assume that's what this deck is. It could just be like a weird discard deck. We're going to attack with Electromancer. They're not going to block. Block it. I dare you. I don't care about this. Get this out of here. Go. Go away. I can make this smaller. Okay. Second main phase, we don't need to go for anything. The Grizzlebrand's going to be Jace flip. I'm considering Grape Shotting the second Jace as well. The thing is, we only play 2 Grape Shots, we don't play 3. I can see cycling this and maybe Grape Shotting the Jace. Oh, blue. red because this Jace would flip into a planeswalker. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold your horses. Okay, now we're gonna try and kill him on turn 3. The Gifts was probably our best card we could have drawn. Yep. Well, I didn't expect to go off, but we hit the Gifts, so that's pretty insane. Yep, so in any case scenario, if we're trying to win, we're just going to get Standard Pile. There's no. Sometimes we would just go and get like cantrips like Opt, Slight, Serum, and Manamorphose because they all draw us cards. But not fairly low on cards. We have both Grape Shots already like tutored. So like I can cast this next one from my hand when we get up to like Peak Storm and then flashback Past in Flames and flashback both the Grape Shots. So our opponent is very much dead. We can also flashback Gifts. Doesn't really matter what they give us because we have 2 untapped lands, so we have a decent amount of mana. And through the chain, we can play Brawl as well, but it's not necessary. It's kind of overkill. So we'll see what they give us. I mean, yeah, sure. Doesn't matter. We don't care about their graveyard anymore. We care about ours. Boop. Make double blue. Sure. And then we can use the double blue to cast Brawl. Yeah, sure. Cast Brawl. Cast Past in Flames. Use the Fiery Islet for red. Desperate Ritual. Poetic Ritual. Desperate Ritual. Metamorphose. Now we're just playing with our opponent. We already won. We can Grape Shot them from the graveyard and then cast the one from our hand. But it's fun to stunt on our opponent. Because we have a very good card. And we killed them turn 3. So, pretty fun. Okay, now we're just going to Grape Shot them. Okay. Yay. Of playing clicking.deck. Click, click, click. Yay. Oh, they just didn't want to play anymore. Yeah, they don't want to play against this deck. This deck can outrace them even though their deck is really fast. So, if we would play that matchup, probably bring in the Aria plans. Since they're playing black, they'll play a enchantment called Leyline of the Void. If it's in their opening hand, they get to play it for free. Only our graveyard gets... Well, our graveyard doesn't get exiled. Whenever a card we play goes into our graveyard, it gets exiled. So therefore, we would bring the Aria plus Behold the Multiverse plan. I don't see bringing an empty... They won't have... They could have Dampening Sphere, so we could bring in an Artifact Hate. We would definitely bring in Echoing Truth because we could bounce a Gristlebrand before they attacked. Possibly bring in Lightning Bolts for the Jaces. But yeah. So, yeah, that will conclude this stream. I had a lot of fun. It was fun. I'm going to stream more often, more consistently. I like doing it. It's fun. I like playing Storm. I hope everybody enjoyed that was in here. So yeah, hope everyone has a great day and catch you later.